Let me tell you something. New York is the greatest city in the world. My city. I was a kid in these streets, and I made it to the top. I made my bones doing a piece of work for Don Carlo Gambino. Like that, I became a made man.
Dad, I'm thinking maybe take a year off.
You want to hang out with me?
Do you know what you're doing to this family?
I will build something that nobody can destroy.
Salute.
Paul Castellano was a fish in the desert. I never respected Paul.
You killed the boss's boss. You will bring down hellfire.
There is no choice.
You'll need the support of all 5 boroughs. Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Staten Island, the Bronx.
Our job now is to maintain leadership. I nominate John Gotti.
To the new boss! I'm so proud of you.
You should be running your own crew now.
Mr. Gotti, are you the head of the Gambino crime family?
The head of my family.
Mrs. Gotti, do you know what your husband does for a living?
He provides.
John's getting too much press. That can't go unchecked.
It was meant for you. We've never been under this kind of scrutiny before.
What were you saying on the tapes?
I said a lot of things that could get a lot of people in trouble.
Dad, you say the word, I'll go for a cliff for you.
You swore to me that you would not bring him into that world.
This life of ours is a wonderful life, if you can get away with it.
Johnson has been an informant for the FBI.
As a father, the idea of you being in prison made me sick.
Never back off, ever.
Let everybody know. Now everybody comes to me.
Hi, this is Tracee Bond with Irish Film Critic here interviewing the one and only John Travolta, who's currently starring in the film Gotti along with his wife Kelly Preston. And I just want to say welcome to Dallas.
Oh, thank you. Good to be here.
Good to see you. I think it's this, I guess it goes without saying that I want to say congratulations on receiving Variety's first Icon Award.
Oh, thanks so much. Yeah.
That's something really to be proud of. How do you feel about that?
Well, being that I was the first one to be chosen to do it, I feel pretty good. And we celebrated so beautifully in Cannes, you know, and I got to dance with 50 Cent, and that went viral, 140 million people, and all this iconic type of stuff evolved from that award, you know, in celebrating the Gotti movie. So yeah, I loved it.
Okay, so tell us about the movie. What can we expect from you in this movie?
Did you get to see it?
I did.
Okay, good. So you know what to expect.
I do.
Listen, I think movies are up for interpretation, and whatever you get and are entertained by makes me happy. But I think globally what you'll get is a better understanding of the mafia, a clarification of it, and a real insight to the last modern gangster, John Gotti. You know, different from Capone, different than Dillinger, different from anyone. This guy was loved deeply, and you'll find out why when you watch the movie, and you'll find out how dark a side there was to him as well. So it's an interesting mix, and his family life was kind of fascinating too.
And you are excellent. I just want to say excellent in that role, so much so that I had a hard time telling the actor from the actual person. So how did you prepare for a role like that?
Well, that's my favorite thing to do, is to gather information and build a character like you bake a cake, you know. And I had all the ingredients. I had books, I had video, I had talks with the family. I had talks with John Jr., with Victoria, his wife. I had John Sr.'s wife. I had interviewed all the people that he did business with to find out why they loved him. So by the time I shot my first scene, I had a library of data and information, and I even got to wear his clothes. I wore his coat, his scarves, his jewelry. I had the clones still on his clothes from when he was alive. And there were so many elements that added to support a performance that it was, and I also had the real family watching every day to see if we were living up to their expectations. So that was kind of cool too, and very
Was it
challenging.
stressful?
Yes, in a good way.
Yes.
In a good way, because I like a challenge. You know, it wasn't a problem. It was just kind of it'll be very interesting if I can live up to. And I think the prison scenes nailed it for John Jr. It was so authentic because he was living with his father in those interviews, so he knew what he was looking at. So those are the ones that he got most excited about, I think.
Well, great. And tell me, what is the biggest thing you hope audience would receive as a message from this movie? Whatever message they want. But I think just those things that I said earlier about learning more about a scene that I didn't know, about why this guy was loved, understanding the structure of the mafia, understanding elements of it, who these people were in history, and why they were significant, like Sammy the Bull, who literally ended the mob by informing with protection, which started a law called the RICO Act that changed it forever. All these things are things that may not be known by many, Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Like I said, you played excellent as the role of John Gotti, and I look forward to more coming from you, and I think everyone is going to be really, really happy about seeing this. Thank you for stopping by Dallas, and everyone can see this comes out in theaters on June 15th. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
John
much.
Travolta.
Yes.